Welcome to Sketch Lab for Kids. Today I'm going to show you how to draw an axolotl cupcake with holiday flair. This is going to be perfect for kids, beginners, and anyone who loves festive art projects. Well, let's grab your pencil and your Posca markers and let's get started. Well, right now I want to share with you my sketch I created for this lesson. So here it is. This is what we're going to be working on today. And I also did a little color swatch of my Posca paint markers. So as you know, sometimes artists limit their color palettes. You'll notice that these colors are next door neighbors on the color wheel, and also I have them selected in different values as well. So we're going to get started with the circle. I'm going to move my hand in a circular motion, and once I feel comfortable, I'm going to go ahead and start pressing that pencil down on my paper. I do suggest drawing lightly because we are building with forms today, and we will have construction lines that are going to be erased. So as you know, when we curve a line to the right, we're turning the head to the right, and by curving this line up slightly, we are actually tilting the head up slightly. So now this circle now has become a form. Okay, we're going to start drawing the expressions. So we're going to use the 3D drawing technique size. So because this eye is closer to us, we're going to draw the side larger, and the eye off in the distance, we're going to draw it smaller. So we are going to do these chibi style, kawaii style. So we have the large white dot, and below it we have a smaller white dot. And this is a characteristic of Japanese art. We're talking about manga and anime. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in the area around it. I'm going to go ahead and work in a little bit more detail. So we're going to curve a line up above the eye, and below the eye we're also going to curve the line up a little bit. And now we're going to draw a small mouth. You'll notice we're going to see a little bit more of the mouth on the left-hand side, once again because it is closer to us. And then inside of the mouth, I'm basically drawing a letter M, and I'm going to fill in the area around it. We're now going to move on to drawing the Santa hat. So once again, this is going to be a cylinder. So we're going to curve a line up. We're going to draw 2 lines up for the thickness, and then we're going to once again curve a line up. And we are going to change the outline of this here in a second. Well, we're now going to move on and start sketching in this axolotl's external gills. So these gills allow the axolotl to extract oxygen from the water. So as you can see, I'm moving my hand in an oval motion, and I'm drawing a large, medium, and small oval. Now, these gills are going to be larger on the left, and we're going to go ahead and make them smaller on the right. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm moving my hand in that motion of the oval, and once again making one large, one medium, and one small. So oftentimes we establish these forms, and now we're going to go ahead and start altering the outline. So we're going to go in with a wavy line here, and we're going to start working on the Santa hat again. And so these are lines that are just curving up and curving down. And now we're going to go ahead and draw, oops, I forgot a little line there. And now we're going to go ahead and start working on the Santa hat, the top of it. So as you can see, we're drawing a line up and then down. Now, once again, I'm just moving my hand in a circular motion. And you can see I'm very sketch-like. I'm just going to keep on going over that shape until I get it to where I like it. We're now going to go ahead and start working on the frosting. So I'm going to curve a couple lines here to the left. And now on this side, I'm curving some lines to the right. And the lines for the side of the wrapper are going to taper down. So these lines are getting closer together. So when drawing cylinders, a common mistake is drawing a straight line across. We do not want to do that. We're going to curve a line down. All right, well now we're going to move on to the top of the wrapper. So we're going to have these lines that curve up here. So you can see we're going to draw a line that curves up in the center. And then these are quarter circles. And now we're going to add a little bit of overlapping here. So these drips are going to drip over the edge of the wrapper. And overlapping is a 3D drawing technique. It adds depth and dimension to your artwork. And then sometimes younger artists forget to erase off these lines. So because the drip is over the wrapper, we're erasing the wrapper. And now we're going to go ahead and start roughing in the tree. So I'm just going to start off kind of with a triangular shape. I'm actually going to curve that down a little bit, make it look a little bit more like a form. And then now we're going to go ahead and start using some wavy lines here at the bottom of those little shapes, and that's going to create the snow. So this Christmas tree is going to have snow on it. So once again, I'm just going around with some wavy lines up and around our little tree. Bob Ross says, even a tree can be a friend. All right, we're going to zoom in here, and now we're going to add a little bit more detail to the gills of the axolotl here. So a fun axolotl fact is that axolotls have weak eyesight. And so they find their food by smell. And the food that they eat, well, they're carnivorous. So they'll eat fish, worms, insects, and crustaceans. All right, well, that completes the drawing phase of this lesson. So now's a good time to go ahead and stand back from your artwork, evaluate it, see if there's any changes that need to be made. And of course, we're going to go in and start cleaning up those construction lines. And we're going to get ready to break out those Posca paint markers. So before we use the paint markers, I'm going to go ahead and use a Sharpie to create a bold outline. And then I'm going to use a fine detailed marker to create all of the inlines. So once again, I highly recommend getting a fine detailed marker for the inlines. So this is the color palette that I selected today. So you can see I have light pink, pink, fuchsia, robin green, emerald green, lavender, violet, red, ruby red. We also have gray and brown. So this is the red, and then the next color we're going in with is the light pink. And I'm working from left to right because I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, you'll probably work the opposite direction because obviously we don't want to get our hand into the paint. So we're establishing a lighter value first, and now we're going in and adding that medium value. And then this is the darker fuchsia here. So we went from light pink, pink, to fuchsia. And when artists use value, you're creating depth and dimension to your artwork. So we're starting to see this really start to come to life here. All right, this is the lavender. And then we're going to be doing a little bit of a color blend here. So I'm going with violet, and while the paint is still wet, I'm going in with that color and blending it in. So we started with the robin green, and now the darker one is the emerald green. A little bit of brown there. And now I'm going with the ruby red, the gray, and adding in those shadows. We've got the Posca white for snowflakes, and also adding a little bit more blending in with the white. And now I'm just going to refresh the outline. So once again, trying to get a nice, thick, bold outline. And you'll notice on the left-hand side, I went a little bit thicker on my outline. That's the side that has the shadows. Getting that fine detailed marker, like I said, those are coming very handy. And there you have it, guys. Wow, this looks amazing. Sketch Lab for Kids. Please smash that like button and subscribe.